I'm so excited to see you tonight.
First date, baby. First date, I can't wait. First date.
What is up, you guys? Thank you for watching another episode of First Date. My guest today is a hilarious comedian that's touring all over North America. You can get tickets to go see him at desbishop.net. Give it up for Des Bishop.
All right, thanks for having me. I'm in a better mood just from hearing your intro song.
You like it?
It's very cheery.
Is that the first time you've ever heard it?
It's actually the first time I've heard the intro song. I've seen loads of your clips, but I've never actually heard the intro song.
It's a banger, right?
It's I don't know.
Just say yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
I was feeling it on a deeper level than banger.
Oh, what were you feeling? It was moving you?
Yeah, it was just very uplifting. Are bangers uplifting?
Yeah.
Well, it's an uplifting banger.
I'll take it.
Yes, indeed.
So you just got to Austin. Is this your first time in Austin?
Second time in Austin.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, the first time I was here was like 3 years ago.
What do you do when you come to Austin?
I just do shows, so as I've gotten older, I've gotten a little less motivated to like properly do stuff. I mean, like after my show, the last, whatever it was, like 3 years ago, I walked down the insane street and there was like mayhem. And
Was that on 6th Street?
I guess.
I feel like that's the insane street.
Yeah, it was like pedestrianized.
Yeah.
And the scooter, the electric scooter thing that I was on was
Terrifying.
No, but unusable. You can't use it on that street. Anyway, that was my experience of Austin. It was fun,
Yeah.
But I was lazy. Like I couldn't. If somebody said like, "Oh, what did you do in Austin?" I wouldn't really be able to say much other than that.
Are you dating anybody?
Oh, I'm married.
How long have you been married?
Which I had a panic attack today because I said, "Let me just double check." Like what I'm supposed to talk about today. And then it was like, Lauren goes on like first, like the description is kind of like, she's like having a date with somebody. And then I was like, oh my God, did these people know that I'm married?
No,
and then I realized,
no.
then I looked it up. Actually, the first thing I did was like, I need to see all the married comics I know that have been on this.
Could you imagine how sad it would be if this whole podcast was set up for me to like find my one?
Well, I didn't think it was that, but then there's like a description on the email that I got. There's actually a description that was like misleading on the email. And I was like, have I been like watching these clips that I've seen of this?
Man.
Because I've seen like quite a lot of my friends on this pod.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, are they all single? Anyway, long story short, I'm married.
Okay. How long have you been married?
3.5 years.
And how did you guys meet?
Well, I slid into her DMs. So.
Shocking.
In the pandemic. We're a pandemic romance.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Usually I don't like the pandemic romances, but I love that this worked for you.
Okay, well, here's my theory about pandemic romances. Our theory, actually, myself and my wife's. We feel that the pandemic was the ultimate time to meet and move in together because you're together all the time during the honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
Where you don't irritate each other. Whereas I feel the pandemic was bad for long-term relationships because you're not really meant to be together that much, especially like after you've really like...
Yeah.
After you've gotten used to like things that like
you
annoy
want space.
Well, yeah, but after a while you just find things that annoy you about each other.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't sort of amplify that by 4 or 5 times in terms of the amount of time in a day that you're together, right?
Yeah.
So we had the ultimate thing where we were like suddenly living together very quickly. She moved in within like 3 months of us meeting.
Yeah.
And we're just like in the honeymoon phase. All we have is time. We're just like spending time together. And then by the time the pandemic finished and we were probably just about to start to like hear each other breathing, we got, life opened up and we got busy. And so it's been quite good actually.
That's awesome.
So I'm surprised that you were negative on the pandemic romances.
I think I'm just negative because I had a negative experience.
Oh, right.
So
you met somebody in the pandemic.
I met someone like a week or something before, or like maybe it was like just starting to happen.
Okay.
And I met someone and then everyone else was too scared to meet. So the only person that I had met, I like gave a chance because there was no one else. And I was like bored.
Yeah, this was a little different for me because I was like immediately like...
Well, you slid into her DMs. You were interested off the bat.
Yeah, well, I didn't actually know that she was following me. She's a comedian.
Oh, okay.
Right? And I had seen her, I think, on Nikki Glazer's story. That's kind of like where I think I saw her.
Were you like, she's hot, or were you like, she's funny at first?
I was honestly, I just was like, oh, like, who's that? And I just followed her from, like a cute comic, and I didn't think like, oh, I'm going to message her or anything. I just followed her. And then her stuff would pop up on my stories from time to time. And I really just saw she was like doing a couple of different things, and I didn't really know what they were. And I paid not that much attention other than she would pop up. And then in the pandemic, I saw that she was like isolated nearby me. And then I checked if she was following me, and I saw that she was, which surprised me.
She followed you back?
She followed me back immediately, but I didn't know that. This was months later, like 6 months later, probably.
Not very observant.
I'm not like checking my follows, like, no, because I didn't even follow her to be like the creepy comic that's like, hopefully she follows me. But I just followed her, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And anyway, I just messaged her then, and I was like, oh, you're out east. Do you want to meet for coffee? She said, yeah. And I said, okay, I'll meet you in Sag Harbor for a coffee in 2 days. And then that's how we met.
And then what?
Well, then we met, and I just knew straight away, without sounding too like cheesy romantic.
Yeah.
But I really did kind of like, we had an immediate connection that.
How long did you wait to kiss her?
Well, actually, I would have kissed her on the first date. We were like by the water in Sag Harbor. Sag Harbor's like out in the Hamptons. So we were by the water in Sag Harbor. But she had this unique situation where she had a job, like an industry job that was very strict on the COVID protocols. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So her concern was if like...
Were y'all in masks?
No, but like she was just worried like if by some horrible circumstance she got COVID, like she would lose this job. So she was very cautious about kissing. But there was a moment where we probably could have kissed on that first date.
Yeah.
But we didn't.
So when did you kiss?
Well, we got on so well that despite this COVID protocol, we ended up meeting again. So we did actually kiss on the second date.
Okay.
And that was that.
And then you guys moved in rather quickly because of COVID.
I mean, basically, yeah. After she had done that job, actually. Then once she got out, I was just move in. Now, because like she was actually isolating with her parents.
You were?
No, she was.
Oh, I thought you said you were. I was like, wait, hold on.
That would be a miracle because they're dead. But I'm just kidding. But no, they are dead. But I'm not so flippant. I'm not so flippant about it. But anyway, no, she was with her parents. So, she was more than happy to, not that she was dying to get away from them, but
how old is she?
She's 34.
And how old are you?
50. So a little slight age gap there.
But she's still in her 30s.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like she's 17 and 18 and you're...
We're married, man. We're like
30.
We're good.
Yeah.
It's not an issue. But no, she wasn't living with her parents because she was so young. She was living with her parents because of the pandemic. It wasn't like, sorry, I know why you asked me that. No, I didn't mean it like, she was still living. No, she was out her parents live out in Shelter Island. Like, anyway, it's all pandemic stuff. She had an apartment in the city, but she wasn't there. It was like, she would just be on her own.
Yeah.
You couldn't do anything. The world was shut down. So I had a house out by the beach in West Hampton. So it was quite the...
upgrade.
Well, not an upgrade. Actually, it was a lateral move. Our parents' place is quite nice too. But it was like, hey, we're getting on great. We're not doing anything. So come and live by the beach with me. And that's what happened.
How long did you guys date until you got married?
Well, we got engaged in 6 months. Is there always such reactions from your... does that noise come? I don't want to break the fourth wall here, but there's very large reactions coming from your what's the word? Your control room.
My control room. You know how like a DJ has all of his little buttons that he can push? It's like do 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 do.
Yeah, but that's like your actual voice. Right?
I know. This is my dashboard
is that
of
Tanner?
Sound effects.
Is that Tanner reacting?
That is Tanner.
Tanner's such a Tanner too.
Tanner's really really tannering.
Tanner is like, it's just such an American name. Like, cause I lived in Ireland for a long time. It's like, there's just no Tanners, and he's so upbeat too. I came in and he was like, I listened to you with Ari Shafir, and he's like a really nice guy. And now he's like, oh my God.
Ooh, extra loud in the back.
So, yeah. What were we talking about?
You got engaged in 6
Oh
months.
yeah, engaged in 6 months, and then we were actually. You want to know the truth? We were going to get married fast. We were going to get married, so that was February, Valentine's Day. Actually, I proposed, and then
How'd you propose?
I woke her up with a proposal on Valentine's Day. It was a wake up proposal.
Oh, so she was waking up and you were down on one knee already?
I woke her up and got down on one knee. Yeah.
You're
because
like,
it was Valentine's Day. It was a happy Valentine's Day. Let's get married.
You were just so excited.
Well, there's any way to do it,
Yeah.
I had decided, screw it, we'll do it on Valentine's Day. And so that's the way I did it. Worked out fine. Then we had all day to like call people and stuff. That's like that's the exciting thing.
Yeah.
Like telling everybody and all that. Like makes it like kind of like a fun day.
Yeah.
And then we were going to get married really fast because, not because we were cheap, but there was a certain COVID restrictions brought like quite a lot of benefit because you could keep it small without like causing any hassle.
Yeah.
But the way we were going to do it, it just immediately started to have complications. So we then actually backed off and we're like, let's just slow it down just a touch.
Yeah.
So we basically got married like 9 months later than our like original, like very rushed
Date.
situation. And we had like a moderately proper wedding, like medium size,
Yeah.
and it was great.
Do you guys want kids?
I mean, yeah, but we keep life keeps happening where we haven't done it, and so.
Well, you have to do it.
We have to do it. Well, that's my joke because I tore my ACL,
I've torn my ACL.
Oh, have you? More common in women, actually.
I've torn it like 3 times.
What sport do you play that you're tearing your ACL?
Gymnastics.
Right, yeah. So women are unfortunately more prone to ACL tears, which I only learned when I got into the world of fucking ACL hell.
How'd you do yours?
Skiing.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I had a bad fall, actually. But anyway, my recovery has been diabolical. So my joke is, because my knee is so screwed up, that I say to Hannah, if you have to put on a knee brace to make a child, that's a pretty good sign you're too old to have a child. But that's not actually why we're delaying. That's just like a dumb joke. But no, honestly, I don't even like talking about it too much because she has her own like podcast world. So then every time I say something about us, then they're all like, "Oh my God, Des said this." But anyway, we haven't been able to sort of settle on exactly when that would be.
Yeah.
I've teamed up with DraftKings Sportsbook just in time for the big game. The Super Bowl is this Sunday, which means time to pretend I know what's going on while eating 7-layer dip and judging the commercials. But here's what I've learned. Having a little skin in the game makes it way more fun to watch. And DraftKings makes it super easy to get in on the action. New customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. That's it. All it takes is $5 for your Super Bowl party to be filled with more than just waiting around for the halftime show. You can even take those bonus bets and put them towards a same-game parlay for a shot at an even bigger payout, or bet live during the actual game. If sports betting isn't available in your area yet, you can still join in with DraftKings Pick 6 and compete for real cash prizes. New customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Sign up using promo code FIRSTDATE. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 and over in most states. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
Before I started my podcast, there were a few moments where I wondered if anyone would want to hear what I had to say when it comes to dating. But no matter what you're starting, the doubts will always creep in. But that doesn't have to stop you from turning your idea into a business. Shopify is the platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names to brands like ours here at YMH. Not only is our merch store powered by Shopify, Christina P. trusts them when it comes to running her cosmetics line. And did I mention that it's the driving force behind that iconic Shop Pay button that's used by millions of businesses around the world? It's why Shopify has the best checkout conversions on the market, which means less carts getting abandoned and more sales for you. It's time to turn those what ifs into with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/date. Go to shopify.com/date. That's shopify.com/date.
I had to just be surprised when I got pregnant.
Oh, you weren't planning it?
Not really. Because we were like trying for 6 months.
Right.
And it wasn't happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to have to do IVF.
Do all that crap.
Like, yeah. So I was pretty sure that I couldn't get pregnant naturally. And then all of a sudden one day, my husband was like, you're pregnant.
How did he know?
He said my boobs were bigger.
Oh, but like they're
also huge already. And
and
I'm
I've
like,
had
I
numerous
don't-
months like that where I'm like convinced that Hannah's boobs got bigger.
Yeah.
And then like she just gets her period. Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't know how you think I'm pregnant by what that means. But anyway, he said that. And we were on vacation. We were in Morocco. And he said it to me every day. He's like, you are pregnant. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And it got in my head bad.
Has he been previously married or anything?
No.
What kind of baby whisperer is this?
I don't know. But we got home and I had one pregnancy test. Like I just it's like you keep a tampon. Like I just kept a pregnancy test around. And so I peed on a stick and I put it in the bathroom and then I went to the living room to do some dishes.
And forgot about it?
Yeah, because I'm like,
you were
I'm
like,
not
no
pregnant.
way. Yeah.
And he was in the bathroom brushing his teeth. And as I'm scrubbing a dish, he's like, yo, you're pregnant. And I'm like,
oh my God.
and then I just like turned off the water and I put the dishes down and I like thought to myself and I'm like, oh my God, this is the first time I'm ever going to be fat.
I know. And it's really like an identity change.
I was like, what is happening? And all of it came crashing down. And then
I spend like you're in the entertainment world, right? You spend all your life like I can't be fat.
Yeah. Or have a life change. You know, I'm like, oh my gosh, everything's going to change. And everything changed.
Lo and behold.
And life is different. And so, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the thing that Hannah, I mean, I won't speak for her, but, she's busy and it does freak her out a little bit.
Yeah.
That thing.
It's
and you know what it is?
A big life change.
Yeah, and women, like busy women that have kids, they don't turn around and they go, no, you'll be fine. They're always like, no, it'll fuck shit up.
It changes you.
Yeah.
It changes you. It changes your house. It changes your relationship in some ways. Like you have to be strong and you have like ups and downs and there's just no avoiding that. And some people are like, no, my relationship is so strong and so good that we're just going to like breeze right through this. And that's great. But I promise you're going to have some ups and downs. And for me, it was when I was pregnant. I'm pregnant again. I'm on number 2.
Oh my God.
Real big changes.
In for a penny, in for a pound, as we say.
But hey, you know what? That tells you something. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
If I'm having
you're doing it again.
I'm doing it again. But there's a moment after you have a baby where the woman just does more than the guy.
There's nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can do about it. And so a woman always feels like she's just doing more.
Yes.
And when my husband would like even be on his phone and I'm doing like 14 things and I would just see him like scroll Twitter. I'm like, what are you doing? Help me out a little bit. And he was just sitting there just living. his life like a normal person. and so there's that for me was the biggest moment. But anyway, this isn't a podcast.
No, I know, but I think
kids.
it's I guess you have to like console yourself with, listen, I'm doing this now because we have no choice. I have to do this now. But in the future, I will remember, and you will cover your end in the future.
But now it's better. Now he can play by himself, and I can like.
Oh, so your husband's still not stepping up?
Now my child.
Now the
is
child looks after
independent.
himself, and he's still scrolling Twitter as the world implodes. I was like, why are you always in a bad mood? You need to raise your child. It's like, well, it's not more bad shit's happening. I've been on Twitter again.
He'll even admit that he only changes one diaper a week.
Really?
Yeah, he can't do it. If my son poops, his head, he has to have his head out the door, and he holds a bottle in the baby's mouth so he doesn't cry. And then I'm changing the diaper on the other side of the wall because he can't see any poop. He'll throw up.
Really?
Yeah, it's
What?
weird. He's such
Wow.
a pussy.
I don't know if he's a pussy or he's a genius, because he probably has absolutely no problem with poop at all.
He's just mind fucked me into
Yeah,
believing
he's just
it.
like gotten you to believe that he won't do the diapers.
Because he'll vomit, and in real life, there's like no problem.
Yeah, but that's crazy.
I know.
What would happen if society went into absolute chaos and we like had to fight for survival? Like, what's he gonna do then? It's like, oh, sorry, I can't save you. There's poop.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
You're on your own.
I know. I'm
here
already
I
upset
am.
because my knee is so shit that in the apocalypse I'm gonna be useless.
You'll be okay.
Yeah, you think so?
I think so.
Well, anyway, I think the problem with me is, by the way, I'm not against having kids at all, and I was always into having kids. I just got to an age where I kind of thought I wasn't going to have them. Actually, I thought I wasn't going to get married either, and but the problem is that when you get to an age where all your friends have had kids and you've seen a lot of the process, it is like quite unappealing from the outside.
Yeah. It's like watching birth control. It's like,
Yeah, but then
I get it.
My friend told me that kids are like farts, like you don't mind the smell of your own one, but like other ones are like really annoying.
yeah.
And that's fine, you know? But until it happens, obviously, you keep thinking like, well, we could not do it.
It's,
then when-
it's always different when it happens.
Yeah,
to
when it
you.
happens, of course. And we're totally open to it. We're just like looking for the right time.
Yeah. We'll just start shooting shots and
Well,
See what happens, and be like, "Oh."
the shots are getting shot. It's just the case of when they're getting shot, you know, and where, depending on the time of the month, where, you know.
Are you an only child?
No, I have two younger brothers.
Do you like them?
Yeah, I might get on great with my brothers.
See, that's great news.
Yeah, and we've gone through two parental death, like two parents sick, and we've gotten through all that together. You know, dealing with the dealing with all the things that could really fuck up your sibling relationship.
Yeah.
And we're as strong as ever.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I don't know why that is. That's just the way it is. I mean, I've seen so many like people with difficult relationships with their siblings. But
How much younger are they?
it's 2 and 2, you know, so
Yeah.
we're close together.
I'm an only child.
Oh.
So
So did you go for a second because you're like, I don't want them to have this experience?
partially.
Yeah.
Partially. That's part of it. Because when you get older and you're an only child, it is kind of lonely. Your parents like have no one but you to talk to.
Yes.
So it's like if I had a brother or a sister, I could split that time and my mom would have even more company. But it's just me. So I'm getting like 5 phone calls a day from my mom. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, the same thing I was doing 20 minutes ago. Nothing has changed.
But surely the benefit of having your mother involved is quite
Totally.
immense.
But what if I had like another sibling also?
Yeah, but they would be having kids and they'd be taking your mom's time. So like then it gets like, oh, I can't because I'm
That is
looking after
true.
his kid, you know? And then you get into like competing with your siblings, with the children, you know?
But you
Which
said,
kid is better looking, faster, smarter?
did you have that?
Well, I think parents can get competitive, you know?
Yeah.
So you don't need to bring sibling rivalry into your parenting. So you've got a great situation. But I would think that I'm glad that you're not. I feel like being an only child in the modern age is even worse than it was years ago because there's so much less, like everything has to be organized anyway.
Yeah.
So if you don't have somebody at home, like there's really going to be a lot of alone time.
yeah.
Like a lot. I feel like back in the day, at least you could go out and like play with your friends.
Yeah.
It's like harder to achieve that now. So it's a good thing you're having another kid,
Yeah.
you know? And we just hope for the winners. That's the one part about having kids that sucks.
Yeah.
They could be duds, you know? Like in that I was a disaster, you know, like I was like, had a problem with drugs and alcohol, like, you know, went to Ireland to go to boarding school because I had like, you know, I was like a screw up, you know?
Really?
And like, even though I ended up fine, I would hate to be put through the stress that I put my parents through. And so that like stresses me out.
When did you start doing drugs?
Well, I mean, I started drinking at 12. That was the issue, really. And then, you know, smoking weed at 14. But then 16, I started getting into like acid and ecstasy. And I actually stopped doing
You
everything.
went from weed to acid?
Whatever, man. It was New York, you know, New York and Ireland, you know, it was a fine mix. So anyway, needless to say, I stopped drinking and doing drugs at 19. But that 7 years was quite stressful for my parents, you know.
I'm sure.
So I always worry.
And
I always worry about like what the teenage years will be like. And my friend has a teenager now, and he was called me the other day talking about, and he's a single dad now because sadly his wife died, and like so now he's there with these like teenagers, and he caught his son with a load of stuff, you know, and his kid is not doing great in school, and he was just like, "Don't do it, bro. Don't have a kid. Like you can't. You'll be 60 dealing with this shit." I was like, "You're right, bro."
it'll keep your life interesting.
Yeah, 65 dealing with what he's dealing with, man.
But you'll be able to see dodge those bullets. You'll be able to read between the lines where most parents probably couldn't.
I don't know, man. I think I think you do get into some weird parental denial, you know?
I don't know.
Because I see it a lot with my friends, and they're like, "Nah, he's not like that," and I'm like, "Of course he's fucking like that." Like, you mean he's not like us? That's what always makes me laugh when my friends like, "Nah, he's not like that." I mean, well, you mean he's not like us? He's fucking 16. Like we were at it, bro. At 16, we were at it. Why do you think he's not like us? And by the way, our parents thought that we weren't like that either. You know?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to admit it.
Because you're trying to like be like below the radar a little bit.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like with parents, like, and I think it's good. I think it's good if your parents are in denial a little bit. I think it's better. You know, the stress is too high to know all the things that your kid is up to.
Yeah.
You know, like
What was when you were between 12 and you said 19 you stopped?
yes.
Did you date anyone in between then?
Well, my first serious girlfriend was like 13 into 14. So I got kicked out of high school in New York, right? But that first year I was in a New York high school, I had a very serious girlfriend, and that was like quite, you know, it
How
was
did
like
you have
intense.
a serious girlfriend at 13?
13 into 14. She was 14. You know, like I was born in November, so I was always like the runt of the litter in terms of like the class that I was in.
Yeah.
Anyway, we were together for a year. We only broke up because I went to Ireland.
Oh. Did you
know?
ever write her or think about her or want to come back and see what she was up to?
Oh no, we're actually still in touch on Facebook. She's
Oh,
cool.
really?
She's married with 2 kids. She married the guy she went out with after me.
No way.
Yeah, yeah. And the funny story is, so when I first met my wife, she asked me like who I lost my virginity to. So I told her about this girl, and at the end, she got like a little jealous, like because I guess I was like talking about her like
And you were smiling.
yeah, or like she got a little jealous, and I was like, what? And she's like, I don't know. I was like, you can't get jealous because this whole story happened when you didn't exist. It was before you were alive. You cannot have jealousy pre your own existence. It's just not allowed.
Does she know that you follow her on Facebook?
Yeah. She knows. She totally knows. It's fine. It's kind of like a bit of a joke, really. But yeah, it was just like a funny moment where she got like a tinge of it.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, she's cool. I'm sure. Like, if the person that I'm talking about sees this, she will know I'm talking about her. But we'll leave it. We'll leave the anonymity there.
Do you get jealous easily?
I actually don't, because, well, I guess because I just don't like try to put myself in a situation where I would get too jealous. Plus, my wife's a comedian, and like obviously our world is overpopulated with men. So if you were quite the jealous husband in the comedy world, I think you would be pretty miserable, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
think-
And I also don't believe I'm very against this concept of like, oh, it's good that you get jealous. It shows that you really care. Actually, I don't really think jealousy equates with like caring.
No.
I think it just equates with like giving in to jealousy. Now, don't get me wrong.
Isn't it more like insecurity?
Well, yeah, I think that a lot when it's like chronic, I feel it's like deep insecurity. Of course, there'll always be moments where you get a pang of jealousy, but I don't like allow it to take over my being. And I also I don't pry into her life like looking for things to be like jealous about. I trust her and I don't, like it's not that I don't care, but like I just don't need to know, You do your thing and that's fine.
Yeah. When you were in Ireland, did you date anybody there?
Well, yeah, I mean, I lived in Ireland from 1990 to the pandemic. There was a few.
That's a long time.
Yeah, I spent like 2/3 of my life in Ireland. Much more of my life in Ireland.
I didn't know you were there for that long.
Yeah, I only moved back here because I met Hannah. I left Ireland. So my family were always here. I went to Ireland on my own, So I would come back to New York a lot. And then I would often come back in the summers, particularly like in the later years, because I had that house I was telling you about. So when the pandemic hit, I was like, oh, I'd rather be there at that house than in Ireland for the lockdown. Thank God, because the Irish lockdown was like way more intense than here. So I wasn't coming back to move back, but it just so happened that suddenly I didn't get back to Ireland for like nearly 2 years after that.
Have you been back? When's the last time you went back?
I go back all the time. I was there just before Christmas.
Do you have a
I
place
still have
there?
a house in Dublin. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And I had like a proper career there, for like a long time.
Well, that's cool.
Doing stand-up and everything. So anyway, I dated plenty, like numerous people throughout the years.
Yeah. What's the best part about Ireland?
The best part about Ireland? The people. That's I think that's unanimous.
Yeah.
I mean, it's beautiful and like the culture is amazing and like there's a lot of other stuff, but the people is the number one. They're so fun. They're so nice, genuine, welcoming. It's the people. That's the thing I miss the most. The weather is terrible, so that makes it easy to not be there all the time.
Yeah.
But the people you would miss, and like once you're with Irish people, you immediately are like, oh yeah, this is better.
What kind of food do they have in Ireland?
Well, these days actually the Irish food, like the food in Ireland is great. In fact, people that I know, like Americans that have never been to Ireland, when they visit, one of the first things they always say to me is, "Oh my God, the food was amazing!" Like, because the reputation is that the food is shit.
Yeah.
But like that's an antiquated stereotype.
When I think of food in Ireland, I think of like the Game of Thrones, where you get like the wooden bowl with like stew.
Yeah, I mean that's medieval times. I mean, Game of Thrones is obviously not any time, but it's loosely based on sort of medieval feudalism, and so it's not that. It's not that.
It's not like just a chicken pot pie.
Well, no, actually, the chicken pot pie, I feel like it's more like British, the chicken pot pie. But like when people say like, what's a traditional Irish dish? Like stew is one of them,
Yeah.
And bacon and cabbage, like ham and cabbage, but for some reason it became corned beef and cabbage over here. So like the traditional Irish food was pretty bland and kind of boring. But the thing is that Ireland was impoverished for a long time,
Yeah.
Occupied state, colonized by the British. And the bigger issue in Ireland wasn't like how to make the food tasty. It was how the fuck are we going to find any food at all? So flavor and seasoning wasn't like high on the agenda. It was more just like, do we have any?
But the beer.
Well, the beer is there. And that of course is a stereotype, but it is one of, Ireland's great sort of export, And trust me, I indulge in the stereotype. One of my opening jokes is always like, I had a problem with alcohol, so my parents sent me to Ireland, of all countries, and like that gets a giggle in America. But I like the pub is a big part of Irish life. I mean, like I would say, most people visit Ireland. Like top 3 things they want to do is like go to a pub, have a pint of Guinness, and that's great. Like the Craic. You've heard people talk about the Craic before?
No.
Well, the Craic, Craic, is like the Irish term for fun. People say it's Gaeilge, people say it's the Irish language, but it's not really. but it is like a modernized like Irish word crack. And it's kind of like means like the essence of like fun, but more than just like having a laugh. It's just like, I don't know, like Irish people consider it like essential to who they are as human beings. Like having the crack isn't just about like, let's go have some fun. It's like, you better have that in you or you're a disgrace to the nation.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah. So it's almost like crack is more important than patriotism. Patriotism would be low down on the list. You
There's
know?
a lot to learn before going to Ireland.
Well, this is not.
I need to change who I am.
No, you don't need the crack. You just need to feel the crack.
Embrace the crack.
No, you don't need. It's not. You're not Irish. I'm not talking about when you go to visit. You'll feel the crack and you'll enjoy it.
I'll appreciate the crack.
You'll appreciate the crack. It's part of what people feel when they go there, and then when they leave, they're like, "There's something about those Irish people that's special."
the crack.
It's part of it, and now you know.
The crack.
You know?
Yeah.
Now you know. But you know, it's a tiny island that punches above its weight culturally. As you know, there's a lot of Irish people winning awards and things like that. And you know, it's only like 6 million people on the entire island.
Yeah.
But it feels bigger than that because we spread everywhere.
yeah.
We're like a virus. All over the world, you'll find us. The Irish diaspora, even though they don't totally accept us back in Ireland, they don't accept the Irish Americans as fully Irish. But I don't mind. I ignore that. I do my job as one of the wild geese flown away. I spread the good news of Ireland on podcasts in Austin, Texas. You can stop me whenever you go. I could get into like a very sort of pro-Irish rant here.
Love Ireland. We love Ireland. Have you been in a lot of long-term relationships?
I mean, I had one very long one in Ireland, like 9 years on and off.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So that was the biggie, other than my now
You're Irish.
current marriage. What do you
9
mean?
years with an Irish person?
Yeah. Oh, you're saying I'm Irish with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's tons of
You were
genetically.
really in Ireland.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, and yeah. So that ended. What are you laughing at? Oh, was that a dirty joke that I didn't hear? Are you laughing? Did I not get that?
Of course Tanner gets it.
Tanner got it. Fucking Tanner, man.
You can always count on him for my
you- oh,
shitty jokes.
Yeah. So I had that, and I had a few. I've had a few good ones, and I dated a Chinese woman.
You've really been around the nations.
Yeah, I lived in China for 2 years, just to throw a spanner in the works.
Why did you live in China for 2 years?
I went there to make a documentary about learning Mandarin, to do stand-up in Mandarin,
Did you do stand-up in
which I
Mandarin?
did do that. I did.
My goodness.
Yeah, and then I liked it so much, and I was so into this like early stand-up comedy scene over there that I stayed for another year. And then in the second year, I met a Chinese girl, and we dated for we dated for quite a while, but we were only in the country together for like 8 months. Then I had to leave, and she didn't want to emigrate.
Who was the better cook, the Irish girl or the Chinese girl?
I mean, there wasn't like a lot of cooking going on with the Irish relationship,
So the Chinese girl.
and I don't think she ever cooked for me actually.
The Chinese
So-
girl?
Yeah, surprisingly.
Neither one of them cooked?
Yeah, no.
Okay, who is better in bed?
Well, I would say that neither of them would be totally delighted with me discussing it in such. It's like they're both kind of private people, actually. But the Chinese, like whatever, they were both totally fine. They were both totally fine.
The world wants to know, Des.
Well, the funny story I have about the Chinese woman was, so obviously when you learn a new language, like everyone learns the dirty words, right? So like everyone knows how to like curse in like another language, right? But you don't learn like the language of love. When I say the language of love, it's like, what do people fucking say in the bedroom, you know? So that when I was in a relationship with her, so Chinese girls, when they're having like, when they're into it, like they're liking it, they say 舒服, which
Shufu?
舒服, which directly translates as comfortable. So that's what it translates in English as, right? So obviously, when they're saying shufu, they're not saying comfortable in the way that we think of comfortable.
Right.
But this is the issue with translation, right? So I'm there like doing my damnedest, thinking that I'm killing it in the bedroom, right? And then when we get to a point where I think like, all right, here we go, let's take this bad boy to 10. Suddenly I get shufu, and I was like, comfortable? Like a fucking couch? I'm the IKEA of cunnilingus. But of course, that's the problem with translation is that like, yeah, she's saying comfortable, but she's not saying comfortable. So the equivalent, the way I describe it to people, because it's an interesting thing about language and translation is like, some of us say like, oh God, yeah. So like if you were a Chinese woman coming to fucking America and suddenly you fall in love with an American dude and he's, having sex in English and he's like, oh God, yeah. She'd be like, why are you bringing God into this? Like, because they won't realize that like this is nothing to do with God. So, we're not really summoning God in this instance.
Yeah.
So that's just the fun of language.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, but I can't really say who was better. It was equally good in their own way. And there was quite a lot of time in between those two relationships.
Yeah. And
do you normally get quite like descriptive about sexual stuff on the pod?
no, not really.
Right. No, I was just wondering.
Do I? Not really.
Like, am I like a prude?
No, I think it's I like that you're highlighting both people the same. Like you don't want to.
Yeah,
But I get it. But also, this podcast is not that popular. I doubt they would ever see it.
Is it not that popular?
I don't know. I'm just trying to get you to tell me some tea.
Oh. Get dirty? Well, But I'm also married now, too. You don't want too many clips floating around where you're talking about other women.
I get it. Hold on. I guess I'm just going to turn to my menu here.
Oh, right. Was that you ran out of steam on that?
Fun question.
Any other questions about Chinese women?
Do I have questions? Tanner,
I'm
do you have any
kidding.
questions about Chinese
I
women?
need to get myself canceled.
Tanner doesn't give a shit about Chinese women.
Tanner listened to my podcast with Ari where I was talking about China. He's all up. He's all in the know.
He's trying to get over there.
He's all in the know. I walked in. He was hitting me with like he said Chinese. He knows the Chinese word for a stand-up comedy.
Did you know that my son's birthday this year is on the Chinese New Year?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which, just for the record, in the more woker parts of society, you can't say Chinese New Year. You have to say Lunar New Year. Oh. Because it's not just the Chinese.
Okay. Well, his birthday is on
Lunar New Year.
the Lunar New Year.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that means.
Well, this year, actually, somebody told me.
It's
I think it's the year of the horse. Yeah.
I know that.
Ma.
I know. What?
Ma.
Ma?
Yeah.
That's
Very
horse?
good. Third tone. Yeah. Ma Nian. Yeah, that's the year of the horse. Yeah.
Year of the horse.
Oh, that's good. How old is your what year was your son
He'll
born
be
in?
1.
So what was last? So he was born last year.
Yeah.
What year was he born in? What was that? Do you know?
25.
No, what was last year?
It was a snake.
The year of the.
Oh, the year of the snake.
Oh yeah. I don't know what they say about that. They have all these things like if you're born in the year of the goat, like your kid's gonna be dumb. They're like the Chinese are very brutal.
That is
like,
brutal.
Yeah. So I don't know what they say about
geez,
the
he
year.
really does take after me.
Yeah, the year of the snake. So I think the Mani, and I think they say that they're going to be a hard worker.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I could be wrong.
I just found out the other day because I'm like, what am I going to do for his birthday? It's a 1-year-old. He's not going to know
It
what
doesn't
the hell
matter.
is going on.
Yeah, everything before they're 4 really doesn't matter. Actually.
Yeah, it's just going to go straight out the window.
Even though it is baffling when you're playing with a 3-year-old, like Hannah's niece, for example.
Yeah.
Right? My niece too. I always say Hannah's niece because it's her brother's kid, but it's my niece also. Like she's alert. She's having full conversations, and like I was talking with her dad about it. Like he can't believe that like this will not exist for her in her memory
Ever.
It's wild.
It's just going to be gone.
Yeah, which I don't get. But that's humanity.
every day is like
Yeah, so I really think parents should. I really think they should save their money. Like, what does it matter? Like, everyone wants to make all these efforts for your kids before they're going to have memory, and like, it really doesn't matter. I guess obviously developmentally it matters, but like the parties don't matter. The stuff that matters for developmental stuff, yeah, put in all the effort, but the parties are irrelevant.
I'm throwing a party for me.
Oh, right. So you like having the party.
So I'm gonna throw me party.
But all your friends have to come?
Yeah.
But
it will be a party for adults.
Okay, that's good.
And then just the kids can be there.
Oh, the kids are there. You have a lot of friends with kids?
When I got pregnant, oddly enough, like 6 or 7 of my girlfriends all got pregnant within 1 month of each other.
Wow, well that's kind of great actually.
So
But now you're going to be mad competitive with your friends. Who's the smartest? Yeah, it's going to be stressful.
No, it's really honestly, it's good to see different milestones because, like,
Are your friends extroverted?
I'd say so.
If you all had kids at the same time, and are they all like relatively good looking?
Yeah,
Why don't you guys pitch? Why don't you do like a doc?
like a Desperate Housewives thing.
Yeah, but like make it more authentic because you guys are actually like you guys are genuinely friends, and you've all just happened to have kids at the same time.
Yeah, it is. It is really weird.
And also make it like more fun, like less about the conflict and more just like what is hilarious about this stage that we're all going through.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, well, it's ready because it's real.
Yeah,
Because that's the whole thing is like everyone wants these authentic shows, but then you're casting people. Whereas you just happen to have this unique situation where you all had kids at the same time.
yeah, it's wild.
Do it.
I'll think about it.
Listen, if you can't monetize your children, what can you do in this world? You know? Like, are you going to post?
Post?
Are you going to like post your kid and stuff?
I post them every now and then.
Somebody actually said this recently, and I had also said it publicly, so I hope the person who said this doesn't think that I got it from them, and I can't remember who it was. But the people that post their kid but then cover their face, I think I also saw somebody on Subway Takes saying this, right? But I have been saying it. Like, either post your kid or don't post your kid.
I agree.
You don't need to, like, put the kid and then cover their face.
With, like,
there's no need to
an
post your
emoji.
kid. Yeah, because it's like, oh, so you're covering your kid like you're a better person? No, just don't fucking post them.
I agree.
Just don't share that part of your life.
Well, I can tell you that every time I've ever posted him, I haven't put an emoji on his face.
No. And like, what do you think? Are you getting more likes when you post a kid?
No, I get about 1,000 unfollows every time I
Really?
post him.
Wow. So you know what that means. Then you have a lot of followers of men that just wanted to fuck you. And it's like,
Yeah, they're
it's
like,
killing the
"Oh,
vibe.
fuck, this
It's
kid's not
killing
going anywhere."
It's killing the vibe for them.
God.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Another baby.
Oh, God.
Yeah. No, my follower count.
Have you posted like the kind of like hand over the belly? Like,
When I was pregnant.
yeah.
Yeah.
But now you're
Oh,
gonna
the
be-
minute I announced that I was pregnant, it's been like,
Really? Wow.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why, listen, well, you know what that means? Your future is mommy blogging. Just accept it. Accept
I just
who
need to get
you
a
are.
new audience.
Yeah,
I need
accept
to-
who you are. The future is in. That's why you got to pitch this show.
And then I got pregnant a second time, and I posted that, and I lost like 5,000 followers.
Really?
That day.
Because I
Oh,
would have thought like baby pics. You know what it is for guys? Post a pic with a baby, immediate likes. Women are,
Yeah.
But,
they're
like-
like, oh, a dad. That's their first kid.
Yeah, or not even a dad, just like, because I'm just like holding my friend's
A
kid, like
guy.
holding my godchild, and then people are like, wow, look at a man with a child, how cute. Whereas like you're losing, wow, that's.
And then I post, and they're like, oh, fuck, it's over. All my
Wow.
chances out the window. I don't want her anymore.
Yeah, so you got to get into the mommy blogging world, and then if you want to experience, like, because it's funny, people always, particularly female comics, complain about how horrible men are to women in the comments, which is a fact. I don't deny that. But become a mommy blogger and then fucking witness the other mommies trolling you. That's a darkness of the next level. The judgment of the online moms. Woo! That's
The
a tough
judgment
world.
of all, I would say, like, anything that you post about your kid, whatever you're feeding them
Oh.
or what you're doing with them or what they're wearing, is there polyester? Is there this? I mean, it's like the never ending shaming platform.
Amen. And the funny thing is that everybody posting with this utmost confidence about whatever you're supposed to be doing now doesn't realize that everything that somebody is doing wrong was the utmost confident thing you should have done 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So in 15 years, whatever the fuck they're doing now is going to be a problem too.
For sure.
So shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And all this there's gentle parenting now, and it's all over
yeah, but
the
now I read an
internet.
article in the New York Times that there's a push against the gentle parenting.
Yeah.
You know, you can't win, honestly.
No.
You can't win. So the best thing to do is just parent discreetly, and we'll see what happens.
You kind of do. That's why I don't post that much, because I would love to share more about what I'm doing and like my day in and day out. It's kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would love to share some of this stuff.
Yeah,
but
then
I
they'll
know
be
that
like,
I
I
get
can't believe you let your kid
reamed.
play with that.
Yeah.
That's like so dangerous.
Oh, cool. You let your kid run with a knife. So funny.
No, the parenting judgment is fucking crazy, man. But then also, in fairness, the new parents like to judge their parents. Like the new parents like to always complain about the grandparents and that they're doing something that you're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
But I always joke and say, hey, but here's the thing. They raised you to the point where you were successful enough to have a child in a very expensive modern day America, which really, honestly, is a fucking home run. So I wouldn't be too cocky because you are the end of a successful experiment, right? Whereas what you're doing is the beginning of an unknown fucking outcome.
Yeah.
So you are the Elizabeth Holmes of parenting. Like not a fucking clue how it's going to end up. So save the cockiness for 20 years.
Honestly.
Honestly.
But
But by the way, I'm not saying they're right or wrong. I'm just saying like, you don't know as much as you think you know.
No.
And by the way, I know I don't have kids, so I'm sitting here like with no
You know,
knowledge.
but you know-
No, but what I do know is that we don't know.
and that's a lot to know.
You know? So you do your best.
It's a lot to know. To know that you don't know a lot and know as much as you know.
Well, that's what sucks about getting older, actually. It's the one thing I fucking hate about... There's so many things I hate about getting older, but the worst thing is just knowing that I don't know as much and that my opinions is not as solid as they once were. The internet is built for people in their 20s who fucking think they know everything because they truly think they know. And a lot of people on the internet just want you to confidently tell them what you know. But I can't do that anymore because I know I'm full of shit. I used to not know that I was full of shit, and it was way better for my career. Knowing that I'm full of shit is the worst thing that ever happened to me. Honestly.
Well. It's a whole lot of fun shit to not know.
I know, just like, honestly, gray area, not just because I'm gray, but like just knowing that
You're
the world,
platinum.
Just knowing that the world is full of gray is a fucking curse, actually.
Platinum.
Yeah. Oh, that you're saying I'm platinum?
You're platinum.
I mean, I'm gray. I embrace it.
Girls pay a lot of money to get their hair that white.
Right. Yeah. Well, I've just embraced it,
As you should. Well, our time has come to
Has it come to an end?
It has.
Oh, is this the natural... Is this...
Usually what I would do is I would ask you one more question. I would say, how did you propose? But I already asked you that at the beginning of the podcast.
Okay.
So where can people find you?
Oh, well, I'm at Instagram at Des Bishop with an S. And I have a new special coming out on YouTube, which is called Bridge and Tunnel, but I actually don't know when it's going to be out because it was supposed to be out already and we had a couple of issues, but should be out very soon.
Why did you call it Bridge and Tunnel?
Well, originally I was going to call it Mind Fill because my last special had a very viral routine about mindfulness, but it was like a joke. So I was going to kind of call it Mind Fill. In other words, like the stuff in my mind, but to tie it back to that. But then there are quite a few themes in my latest special about being a kind of like working class New York guy because I was never able to explore that side of myself when I was in Ireland.
Yeah.
And people judge like the working class New Yorkers, they call them bridge and tunnel because they have to get a bridge or a tunnel to get into the city.
Oh.
And I was watching the Billy Joel documentary and Bruce Springsteen talked about how him and Billy Joel were bridge and tunnel guys. And just the fact that Bruce Springsteen was embracing bridge and tunnel, because I always hated when people like, especially like transplants, like this Irish guy was in New York and he was like, oh yeah, it's like a bit bridge and tunnel. And I was like, who the fuck are you to fucking say bridge and tunnel? You're a fucking Johnny come lately. You don't get to say bridge and tunnel, bro. You're not fucking better than the people that fucking make the city spin. So when Bruce Springsteen said bridge and tunnel, I was like, that is a fucking good special name.
That is a good name.
And there's bridge and tunnel themes in it, but I was worried about calling it bridge and tunnel because I was worried that it would like people that weren't like New Yorkers, they would be like, I don't want to hear like New York material, but you realize you have no idea what bridge and tunnel meant, right? Yeah, so then it just works as like a generic title.
Yeah, I would be more curious. I am more curious to know what it means.
Yeah.
Than.
But like, and stand-up titles are like, they're irrelevant, really.
But I love them.
Yeah.
Like, I'll scroll on Netflix just to see all the titles. I won't watch
Really?
any of the specials, but I'll just scroll.
Yeah, what did I call my last one I called Of All People, which was built on a bit of a resentment because Hannah and I went to the MTV Music Awards like 2 years ago because Hannah was actually like doing something at it. And, in Ireland I'd be pretty well known, but like, they like just American fame is like, like a next level, particularly to Irish people. So anyway, there's pictures of Hannah and I at the MTV Music Awards, and the Irish like gossip sites were like writing about it. And one woman who I actually get on great with now because we're friends now because of this, her opening line was, Des Bishop of all people was at the MTV Music Awards. And I was like, this is beautiful Irish passive aggression. I love it. And, well, I didn't love it originally. I was like, the fucking cheek, And, but then I was like, of all people, that's a great special name. So that's the first one was Of All People. This one's Bridge and Tunnel, which is also built on a little bit of a resentment. So actually there's always just like a tinge of like people, like, who do you think you are coming at me kind of things in my titles.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Well, the next time that you come to town, you'll have to come back on my show.
Anytime.
And we have to.
We've only brushed the surface.
I know. I have so many more questions, and I want to know about how your special goes. And
we shall see.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of First Date. We'll see you next time.
First date, baby.
Are you really drinking a glass of milk with dinner?
First date.